and I was really sad to see it go. It was one of those moments when Graham called me and said, I'm not going to be coming back next year. I said to him on the phone, I feel like you're breaking up with me because we had so much fun creating that role. Not only the role of Amy and Ty, but also Amy and Ty's parents. I thought, that's something that's really going to be missed. But then part of me started to think, maybe this could be a great journey for the viewers. The viewers are obviously going to miss Ty. They're going to miss that relationship. Hello, Heartland fans. Season 19 is finally here, bringing the most unexpected, heart-wrenching, and emotionally charged twist in Heartland's history. Ty Borden is back. Yes, you heard that right. After years of heartbreak and healing, Amy faces the ultimate dilemma. Can she embrace her past love while saying goodbye to Nathan forever? The premiere of Heartland Season 19 begins with a peaceful yet reflective mood at Heartland Ranch. Amy wakes up early, the golden Alberta sunrise painting the fields in warm hues. But her heart feels anything but settled. Life with Nathan has been a whirlwind of compromise, unresolved emotions, and lingering doubts. While Nathan has tried to fill the void in Amy's heart, something has always been missing. Someone who once made her feel whole. Amy's morning begins with a familiar routine, tending to the horses with Lindy by her side. The bond between mother and daughter is stronger than ever, but even Lindy notices the heaviness in her mother's eyes. Amy tries to brush it off, focusing on ranch work, yet her mind keeps wandering to Ty. Memories of their time together flood her thoughts, the love they shared, the challenges they faced, and the promise they made to build a future together. These memories become even more vivid when Lindy asks an innocent but piercing question. Mom, do you think Dad would be proud of you? Amy's heart aches at the thought. She reassures Lindy with a smile, but the emotional walls she's built begin to crack. Deep down, she knows she's been struggling to move forward, and her relationship with Nathan isn't helping. Nathan's detachment and focus on his business ventures have left Amy feeling isolated, even when he's physically present. As the day progresses, the distance between Amy and Nathan becomes more evident. Nathan plans a surprise dinner to fix things, but Amy isn't convinced. She appreciates his effort, but can't ignore the nagging feeling that they're forcing something that isn't meant to be. Amy's heart is caught in a web of doubt and guilt. She freezes, her breath stuck in her chest. Time seems to stand still as she takes in the sight of him, Ty. His rugged features, the familiar warmth in his eyes, the faint scar on his cheek telling stories of their shared past. Ty seems as real as the day he left, his presence radiating an energy that both shocks and soothes her. Amy, Ty says softly, his voice trembling with emotion. I'm back. Amy's world spirals into chaos as feelings she's tried to bury for years come rushing to the surface. She's overwhelmed, confused, overjoyed, and angry all at once. Ty, how is this possible? She stammers, her voice barely a whisper. Ty steps closer, his gaze unwavering. It's a long story, he replies, his voice heavy with sincerity. But the short version is, I've been fighting to get back to you and Lindy. I never wanted to leave, Amy. I never stopped loving you. Amy's knees threaten to buckle as the weight of his words sinks in. She clings to a nearby post for support, her mind battling between disbelief and the undeniable fact that Ty is standing right in front of her. The barn falls into stunned silence, broken only by the distant sound of horses nickering. Jack, Lou, and Nathan stand frozen in the background, each grappling with their own emotions. Jack's face is a mix of relief and joy, while Lou looks like she might burst into tears. But it's Nathan's reaction that stands out. His face pale, jaw clenched tightly as he processes the truth. The man he's been trying to replace in Amy's life is back, and there's no denying the love that still exists between Amy and Ty. Later, Amy and Ty find themselves alone in the barn, the weight of unspoken words hanging heavy between them. Amy struggles to find her voice, her emotions swinging between anger and longing. Do you have any idea what you put me through? She finally bursts out, her voice trembling. I've spent years trying to heal, to move on, to raise Lindy without you. And now you simply show up. Ty looks down, his expression packed with regret. Amy, I recognize I hurt you. I realize I let you and Lindy down, but there's a lot you don't understand. I couldn't come back sooner, not without putting you both in danger, but I'm here now, and I'm not going anywhere. Amy's heart aches as she listens to him, torn between the pain of the past and the hope of a future with the man she's always loved. She thinks of Lindy, how much she's missed out on without her father and the countless nights she's wished for this moment. But then there's Nathan, a good man who has tried to be there for her, even if their relationship was never as fulfilling as what she had with Ty. Amy, I don't know if I can do this, Ty. So much has changed. I've changed. And there's Nathan to consider. Ty gently takes her hand, his touch familiar and comforting. Ty, I know this won't be easy, Amy, but I'm not asking for a decision right now. I just want you to know that I'm here. For you, for Lindy, for whatever comes next. As Amy and Ty reconnect, Nathan watches from a distance, his heart heavy with the realization that his place in Amy's life may no longer exist. He sees the way she looks at Ty, the way she's always looked at him, and he knows there's no competing with a love that deep and enduring. Later that night, Nathan makes a difficult decision. He approaches Amy quietly, his voice steady but filled with sadness. Nathan, Amy, I think we both know where this is going. I care about you and I always will, but I can't stand in the way of what you have with Ty. It's clear that he's the one you've been waiting for. Amy's eyes well with tears as she nods, unable to find the words to express her gratitude and guilt. Nathan places a gentle hand on her shoulder. Nathan, take care of yourself, Amy, and tell Lindy I'll always be there for her if she needs me. With that, Nathan walks away from Heartland Ranch, leaving Amy to face the future she's always dreamed of, but never thought possible. Ty's return has turned Amy's world upside down. While their reunion is full of promise, it also comes with challenges. How will Amy navigate this second chance at love while dealing with the pain she's endured? And what does Ty's return mean for Lindy, who has only ever known life without her father? The stakes have never been higher, and Heartland fans are in for an emotional roller coaster as the season unfolds. The sun rises over Heartland Ranch, casting golden hues across the rolling fields. But the peace of the morning belies the storm brewing inside Amy's heart. Ty's return has stirred up emotions she thought she had buried: joy, anger, guilt, and most of all, hope. As she watches Lindy play with Spartan in the paddock, Amy can't help but wonder how Ty's presence will affect her daughter. Lindy has grown up knowing only stories about her father. But now he's here, real and tangible, ready to step into a role he's never had the chance to fulfill. Ty's reintegration into life at Heartland isn't without its challenges. He carries the weight of lost years, missed moments, and the pressure to make up for them. His first attempt to bond with Lindy is both heartwarming and awkward. He approaches her as she brushes Spartan, his voice gentle and tentative. Ty, hey Lindy. He kneels to her level. Ty, do you mind if I help you with that? Lindy looks up at him with wide, curious eyes. She's heard so much about him, seen the pictures, and even dreamed of meeting him one day. But now that he's here, she's unsure how to feel. Hesitantly, she hands him the brush. Lindy, Mom says you're my dad. Ty smiles, his heart aching at the simplicity of her words. Ty, I am. I know I haven't been around, but I want to be now. I'd like to help take care of Spartan with you. What do you say? Lindy studies him for a moment before nodding. Lindy. Okay. A small smile breaks through her cautious expression. It's a tentative step, but it's a start, and Ty clings to it like a lifeline. As Ty and Lindy begin to form a bond in Heartland's new season, Amy grapples with conflicting emotions. Seeing Ty interact with Lindy warms her heart, but it also stirs up memories of the pain she has endured. The road ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear. Nothing will ever be the same again. While he was gone, she confides in Lou one night as they sit down on the porch, the cool breeze carrying the fragrance of hay and horses. I don't know how to do this, Lou, Amy admits, her voice thick with emotion. I love him. I always have. But there's a part of me that's so indignant, so angry that he left, that he missed so much. and now he's simply back. Lou places a reassuring hand on her sister's shoulder. Amy, you've been through so much, and no one expects you to have all the answers right away. But you and Ty have always had something special, something really worth fighting for. Maybe it's time to let go of the anger and see where this new chapter takes you. Amy nods, her sister's words providing a small measure of comfort. But as she looks out at the ranch, watching Ty and Lindy laugh together by the paddock, she knows the journey ahead will be anything but easy. Nathan's departure leaves a major void at Heartland. He was a constant presence during Ty's absence, someone who cared deeply for Amy and Lindy, even if he could never completely fill Ty's place in their lives. Amy finds herself thinking about him often, wondering if she made the right decision by letting him go. Jack, ever the wise and protective grandfather, offers his perspective one afternoon as they work together in the barn. "You did what you had to do, Amy," he says, his voice calm and steady. "Nathan's a good man, but he wasn't the right man for you. That's no one's fault. It's just the way life works sometimes." Amy sighs, leaning against the stall door. "I just hope he knows how much I appreciate everything he did for us. He deserved more than I could give." Jack nods thoughtfully. "He knows, Amy. And if he didn't before, I'm sure he does now. Nathan's strong. He'll be fine." As the days turn into weeks in Heartland, Season 19 follows Ty and Amy as they begin the delicate process of rebuilding their relationship. It's not as simple as picking up where they left off. Too much has happened, and both of them have changed in ways they're only beginning to understand. They decide to take things slow, focusing on co-parenting Lindy and rekindling their friendship before diving into anything deeper. One evening at Heartland Ranch, as the family gathers around the fire pit for a barbecue, Ty and Amy find themselves alone for the first time since his return. The air between them is thick with unspoken words, the firelight casting flickering shadows across their faces. "I've missed this," Ty says, breaking the silence. "Being here with you, with the family, it feels like coming home." Amy looks at him, her expression a mixture of longing and caution. "It is home, Ty, but it's not the same." As the stars twinkle overhead in Heartland Season 19, Amy and Ty sit together by the fire, their hands intertwined. It's a small step, but it's a start, a new beginning for a love that has weathered the harshest storms. The road ahead will be filled with challenges, but for the first time in years, Amy feels a glimmer of hope for the future. Yet, questions linger in the shadows. How will Lindy adapt to having her father back? Can Amy and Ty truly move forward without being haunted by the past? And what new challenges will arise as they navigate this uncharted territory together? The quiet peace of Heartland Ranch feels like a delicate thread, ready to snap at any moment. Amy and Ty are cautiously navigating their renewed connection, but the complexities of their past loom large. For Lindy, having her father back is both a dream and a disruption. As for Amy, old wounds threaten to resurface. The stakes couldn't be higher as they work to rebuild what was lost. Lindy's bond with her mother has been unshakable for years. Amy has been her rock, her guide, and her hero. But with Ty's return, Lindy feels torn between her loyalty to her mother and her budding relationship with her father. One night, as Amy tucks Lindy into bed, the little girl voices her fears for the first time. "Mom," Lindy begins hesitantly, clutching her stuffed horse tightly, "if I spend time with Dad, will it make you sad?" Amy's heart aches at her daughter's innocent question. "Oh, Lindy," she says softly, brushing a strand of hair from her daughter's face. "I would never be sad about you spending time with your dad. He loves you so much, and I want you to know him. It doesn't change how much I love you or how special you are to me." Lindy nods, her eyes filling with tears. "I just don't want you to—" Amy pulls Lindy into a tight hug. "You don't have to worry about that, sweetheart. We're family, and that means we'll figure this out together." But regardless of Amy's reassurances, Lindy's internal battle continues to simmer, adding another layer of tension to the already complex scenario. For Ty, every interaction with Lindy is a combination of joy and regret. He's delighted to see her smile and hear her laughter, but whenever she calls him Dad, he's reminded of the years he wasn't there for her. Determined to make up for lost time, Ty throws himself into fatherhood with unrelenting zeal. often to his own detriment. One afternoon, while attempting to build a treehouse for Lindy, Ty overexerts himself, ignoring the pain in his shoulder from an old injury. When Amy finds him struggling to hammer nails into place, she can't hide her frustration. Ty, what are you doing? She asks, her tone a mix of concern and exasperation. You're going to hurt yourself. Ty looks down at the half-finished structure and sighs. I need to give her something that shows her I'm here to stay. Amy steps closer, her voice softening. Ty, you don't have to prove anything to her. Lindy doesn't need a treehouse to know you love her. She just needs you to be present, healthy, and willing to listen. Ty nods, her words sinking in. You're right, I don't want to let her down. Amy places a reassuring hand on his arm. You won't. Just take it one step at a time. As Amy and Ty work to mend their relationship, the shadows of their shared history loom over them. Memories of their time together, both good and bad, resurface in unexpected ways. One evening, as they sort through old photos, they come across a picture from their wedding day. In it, they are smiling, their love for each other evident in their expressions. Ty picks up the photograph, his thumb brushing over its surface. We were so happy that day, he says quietly. I thought nothing could ever tear us apart. Amy sits beside him, her eyes on the picture. Life has a way of testing us, she replies. But maybe those tests make us stronger. Ty looks at her, his expression earnest. Do you think we can get back to that place? To being happy together? Amy hesitates. Ty's return doesn't just affect his family, it sends ripples through the entire Heartland community. Friends and acquaintances have mixed reactions, with some welcoming him back with open arms and others questioning his motives. Nathan's absence is especially felt, as he was well liked and respected by those around him. At Maggie's diner, the topic of conversation inevitably turns to Ty and Amy. I just don't know if it's fair, one customer says, shaking his head. Nathan was good for Amy. He was stable, dependable. Now Ty comes back and everything changes. Mallory, overhearing the conversation, speaks up. It's not about what's fair, she says firmly. It's about what's right for Amy and her family. Ty made mistakes, but he's trying to make up for them. That's more than a lot of people would do. The diner falls silent, her words hanging in the air. It's clear that Ty's presence has stirred up many emotions, and it will take time for the community to adjust. Despite the challenges, Amy and Ty remain committed to building a future together. They know it won't be easy, but they are willing to put in the effort for the sake of their family. One evening, as they sit on the porch watching the sunset, Ty takes Amy's hand. We've been through a lot, Amy, he says, his voice steady. But I believe in us. I believe we can get through anything if we stick together. Amy looks at him, her heart swelling with emotion. I believe in us too, she replies, and I'm ready to face whatever comes our way. As the sun sets on Heartland, Amy and Ty embark on a heartfelt journey of rediscovery. Together, they rebuild their bond, embracing the challenges of family life with patience and love. Lindy finds joy in reconnecting with her father, who teaches her about the ranch's legacy through shared moments of hope and healing. The family grows stronger, and though uncertainties linger, Amy and Ty's commitment to each other and their daughter proves that the road ahead, while difficult, is full of promise. One night, as they watch Lindy fall asleep in her room, Amy turns to Ty. We've been through so much, she says softly. But looking at her, I know it's all been worth it. Ty nods, his voice full of conviction. It really has. Regular, she's our finest achievement, Amy, and she's evidence that we are able to climb to something greater. Their tale is far from over, and the adventure ahead promises to be as thrilling and emotional as ever. Heartland Season 19 is just starting, and the affection, resilience, and determination that define this family are stronger than ever. Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to our channel, Ideal Stories, for more Heartland Season 19 videos. Thanks.